Hello, this is me, JD Instead, and I'm going to play Tomb Raider Engine of Darkness. This is a re-modding or modding of the main character. I found a bunch of stuff online about various different reskins, so I'm going to do Silent Hill 3's Heather Mason, and we've got this startup utility. What this does is I can fly through walls, pick any level I want. Just going to pick a level, start at the beginning.
This looks like a safe area.
So here we are again, basically the same difference as the Underworld mod, but it's Heather Mason from Silent Hill 3. I've actually played Silent Hill 3, so it's one of my favourite Silent Hill games.
To move around.
So I'm quite familiar with the character in general, so we'll just do a bit of running about and then we'll go into the secret practice area and mess about in there. That's what the flying cheat thing does with that, but it can break the actual mods, so you've got to be a bit careful, it messes up the cutscenes a little bit. But yeah, that's actually closed. That would have been open in the original. The original idea was to have a practice area, but then they closed it off because of the time limits that they had on what they were doing. The development of it was all very rushed towards the end, so they didn't bother doing that. We haven't got a manor to go to either, which would have been quite interesting. But we can shoot things. This has got the an additional mod that allows running backwards with the gun and just a whole lot better gameplay in general, because Lara moves very slowly originally in this, so that's an extra mod I had to put on there. Otherwise she'll move really slowly and it's just annoying. So we climb up here. This bit kind of malfunctions on here because she gets stuck on this platform. I don't know if it's something to do with the mod. It probably is actually. This is part of the game that does the where Lara talks a lot, so that's I'm trying to cancel that.
Now press the jump.
We'll just play the game for a little bit. Oh, jump forward. So yeah, there's another door there, goes to the same place as the other one below it. We can go through there later on. Go up the ladder, Heather. Everything else is pretty much the same difference. It works the same. You think it had changed the way she moves, but it actually doesn't. It's the same thing.
Press the left cursor key. Maybe I can.
Let's go in here so we can look at her closer.
I'll have a look.
Get the camera in the right place. There we are. It's quite a good effort. I don't know how they did it. If they did, they lift it from the game, or is it a reproduction? I don't know. But it's a nice effort, considering that she's supposed to be like 16 and a lot shorter than Lara Croft. But it fits quite well. A torch doesn't work, which is a shame. In the game she puts that on, you can walk around in completely dark places, but I guess it's just for show. That's a pretty good effort. I'm quite impressed with that. Seeing as I've actually played the actual Silent Hill 3 game, that's very close, to be honest. So what we can do is we can do fly cheat, press B on the keyboard with the flying utility installed, or the function enabled from that startup utility, and we can fly through any wall. But got to be careful because sometimes you can fall out of the map and then it's difficult to get back into it. So we can come here. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can climb up. I think they meant people to learn how to climb, move objects, climb up that drain pipe, and there's a platform up there, but you can't get on it. I did test it before a couple of weeks back, and you're meant to get a key or something to open a gate, and she won't stand on the platform, so you can't get the key, which is kind of weird. That gate's weird. There's a hand icon for that, so I guess you're probably meant to unlock that gate.
I can crawl through that gap in the fence.
We can go through this.
To crawl.
So what we can do is crawl under here. It's funny how it's all still here and actually still works. It's just that they just made that door so you can't open it. Get the crowbar. Oh, these. When we get under that one, it's a commando crawl.
I can crawl through that gap in the gate. I need to get lower. Gotta
press enter when on the floor. I played a demo of someone reproduce this whole thing, and actually there was no command, no crawl on it. Right, so this is the bit where you're supposed to avoid a police officer or something.
There's police everywhere, so I need to move quietly. Tap the stealth button, and then use the left analog stick to move me around.
Which is rather amusing, since the walls are invisible. Yeah, there would have been a police car there or something. If you did fly over there, you can't land on it because it's not. There's no standing on it. It will just fall out of the map. What about the left analog? That's like
to check the coast
Sony.
is clear, hug the wall whilst moving in stealth. Push right or left when I reach a corner, and I'll peer around.
So we can do the whole stealth thing. Just press enter. Go into that hilarious stealth pose.
To hug the wall whilst moving in stealth, press the action button when I'm standing next to it. Push right or left to move me. When I reach a corner, I will peer around.
They dropped all this in the later parts of the game, of course. All this talking to people and this stealth thing. It just wasn't a thing after about halfway through the game. Oh, there's a door there. An invisible door with a padlock on it. I don't know where this goes. There's stairs that aren't really stairs, which is quite funny. We disabled these stair animations with that of the mods, so you can't. You used to just do little footsteps up the steps. Doesn't do that anymore. Don't know what I picked up. That might be. Can't be a gun. It's probably health. I don't know. No, I don't know what it is. Don't know what this bit would have been. To be in someone's garden. It's like they put it in and then they went, oh, we can't finish it. Oh, it's an invisible room. So it's they didn't remove it. It's still there. Kind of surreal that. All right, Heather. Gotta go around there then. Go down here. What's that? What is that?
There might be more police around. I must get down this alleyway.
How are we going to do that then? I don't think I've ever done the proper thing you're supposed to do it, because you're supposed to do something. I don't know what it is. There's something invisible. What's that? It's a piece of invisible street furniture. We could just kill him, but then... Oh, he's right there. We could play. I did the thing before, and there was a demo somebody made, and I kept trying to hide from the police guy. Has seen us? Has he seen us? Oh, I think he might have seen us. Bloody hell. He's targeting him. That's funny. What are we supposed to do there then, other than get shot at? Could we go up there, that invisible thing, can we stand on that then? No idea. Oh, okay. No, can we get around here? No. Really? I got the grip bar, I keep forgetting. There's no way we're going to get around here without him seeing us then. They actually did this, is what you're supposed to do then. Okay. He's going to see us. Got away with it.
Hey, vous là-bas!
I think he's seen us. Get shouted at by a French police officer. Where are we supposed to go then? What up this thing here? Oh, we are going up here. So this would teach how to climb then. I would have thought if you'd never played it and this was all implemented, you would have just gone up here then. I've never done this before. I'm sure I've never done this before. I'm sure I haven't. He's definitely going to see us if we keep jumping about up here. But we got to go over there. Going to be a funny fail. I'll save actually, just in case.
Je l'ai perdu.
Right, so we're supposed to. Has he seen us? Oh, yeah, we're in trouble now. I can't get off here now. Heather, you need to work on your
Hey,
drain
vous
pipe
là-bas.
skills. Okay, we're going in. But no, I might trigger that cutscene on this bit. Now that is quite surreal, that is seeing Heather Mason from Silent Hill 3. Let's go outside. Anybody? It's ghosts, it's a poltergeist. That is weird. What they did here was, it loads different things, so if you go outside, there's not really an outside anymore, it just loads the building. And we can stand on this after it's been loaded. Oh, we can, okay. That's very weird. Yeah, it's kind of like it's all missing now. It's unloaded that, unloaded in the whole front end. They must spawn them in because there's the bit where they turn up, and then I can't go there. It's an invisible wall. It's basically ghosts knocking on the door. We can fly around, but there's not a lot to see because if you go out, it's just nothing outside. Go up the middle of the shaft. You're not going to bother playing this level, to be honest. We can go up here. This is the bit where you can't cross over here because there's a piece of wood in the way. You have to just go on that block. That's funny. We just get the key and go onto the roof area. If I want to go to the next section, I have to play it because it has to activate the next loaded part. Otherwise, it won't load it. It's not one whole massive level. It's all different pieces loaded in. Then it loads this piece. You see the bit it's supposed to go across that cable, and the helicopter turns up. But we can have a look around. It's a lot of fun. This is like even more fun. You got the mod, and then of the character. Then you've got the flying mod, which is really fun. And the Parisian ghetto is quite interesting. It's all in little quadrants. Each time you load a different piece, it loads a different piece. Oh, it fell from the top of the building. You can't stand on that. It's quite fun going to places you can't actually go. There's the bit we were in earlier, and this is like a reproduction for the purposes of looking at from an angle quite far away. So you got where the chimney was, where the garden was earlier, that lower area. We were down there. The police officer was there. This is all like scenes from a backlot of a movie set or something. Bother putting all the things on the side of it because you're not going to see it in the game, so they don't bother putting things on one side of the building. You can just go here.
That wire looks like it will take my weight.
Let's do this. We can go across here for fun. Try not to fall off. Press 1 to take your things up. Lara always says that, and I'm always ahead of them. Up there, the other way. It's very weird to see different characters do the same thing.
Duck to tuck my legs
Yeah, I'm ahead
up.
of you. I'm ahead of you, Lara. Trying to find the duck button. It's one on the remote keypad if you're doing actually on the keyboard. It's used to be. Start walking. This is the bit where you've got to do a strength upgrade to get, because you won't jump across a room to get to a ledge. We can just cheat basically on the flying thing. We'll play along a little bit. We'll go into here. It's a bit more fun. You have to go down into the alley and there's like a crate and you've got to pull it. Otherwise you can't make this jump across this room. Doing jumping. Oh, there's that. I was picking it up. Even though the actual mod for the flying utility gives you options to have all the weapons. Some health. Right, yeah, just check out. Okay, nobody has to jump across. We're just messing about. The cutscene with Carvier is just. If I bother showing it, I could do a abridged version of it, but it's just Heather. Her mouth doesn't move, but everything else is the same. It's the same cutscene as the one. We get this bit where she jumps off the top of the building onto the drain pipe, guttering. That's quite good. Okay, let's do it. We kill most people. Or at least break their shoulder blade. No, not Laura.
Who is it?
Mademoiselle Carvier, it's Lara Croft. I need your help.
Miss Croft. I recognize you from photos and Werner's description. Come in.
Thank you.
An evil night to be out alone, Miss Croft. Our streets are not safe anymore.
Mademoiselle Carvier, I have just come from Werner's apartment.
And how is Werner?
I'm afraid Werner is dead.
Dead?
Can I get you anything?
How was Werner killed? What happened?
It's all a bit vague. I arrived at his apartment today from London. He was babbling with fear.
He said he tried to contact you.
He did. I never expected that. Not after Egypt.
Werner has been fearful for his life. He accepted a commission 5 weeks ago. Since then, he's been acting strangely, jumping at shadows. He even left a package with me for safekeeping.
Package?
His notebook, addressed to you.
Who was the commission from?
The client's name was Erkrath. He wanted Werner to research something called the Obscura paintings. Werner approached me at my department at the Louvre.
Were you able to help him?
A little, I think. Poor Werner was clearly terrified.
Werner didn't scare easily.
He felt he was being stalked.
He could well have been. The monstrum is running around Paris, according to the press. You mentioned Werner's notebook earlier, mademoiselle.
His field notebook. He said he wanted you to have it if anything happened to him.
If he left his notebook, he was spooked.
You still haven't explained what happened.
There was gunfire. That's all I can recall.
Gunfire? Werner was shot? Did you kill him?
I can't remember. It's all a blur.
Miss Croft, I strongly suggest that you talk to the police.
Mademoiselle, I was a good friend of Werner's. I didn't kill him. I didn't.
If you say so.
Do you have the notebook?
I do. It's safe for the moment.
I really am going to need Werner's notebook.
Somebody killed Werner. You say you don't remember clearly what happened. Perhaps the police are right in suspecting you.
I never killed Werner.
I think you better leave, Miss Croft.
The notebook?
I'm not sure this is the right thing, but I must respect what Werner wanted.
The right choice, mademoiselle.
And now you had better go. The police will be here in a minute.
Oh,